Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья! Сегодня у нас с вами вебинар по английскому языку. Мы сегодня с вами поговорим о великих русских открытиях. Если вы присоединились к нам, я попрошу вас поставить свои реакции в чат. Ну а мы начинаем. Okay, let's start speaking English from this moment. I have a question to all of you. Do you know any of Russian discoveries? I give you some time to think, and of course remember to write your answers in our chat if you want to. I give you, let it be 30 seconds to think a little bit, to warm up, and to give me any of your ideas. Okay. Russia is not only famous for its wonderful literature and beautiful landscapes, but also for its important discoveries and inventions. Today we will look at 6 things that Russia gave to the world. Let's try to guess what are we going to talk about today, which inventions do we have today. So, any idea? Okay, let's have a look at it. So, you can see 6 inventions and discoveries that we are going to talk about today. We have here radio receiver, there is a picture of it, electric lamp, tramway, the periodic table of elements, Stanislavski system, it's a special method of acting, and caterpillar track. So, my next question to all of you, what inventions do you use in your life? For example, the periodic table of elements, yes, we use it practically every chemistry lesson, that's right. Sure, some of us use tramway as a mean of transport to get somewhere. Maybe those who are living in villages can use caterpillar track in agriculture, of course not you, but maybe your grandparents or parents can use it. Of course, Stanislavski system, we meet it practically every time when we see a Russian performance in the theater or watch a Russian movie, of course. And radio receiver is not so popular right now because we have different phones and computers and the internet, but I can say you that maybe 20 or 30 years ago it was very popular, and obviously it is very important Russian discovery. Okay, well done. Let's go. And today we will read about these 6 discoveries that I told you before. Your task is right now to listen to me very carefully and read after me. We will start with radio receiver. Radio receiver. The invention of the radio, as we know, it was a complicated process involving many people, but an important discovery in that chain of events was made by Russian physicist Alexander Popov in 1896. He constructed a radio receiver capable of receiving the radio signal from a long distance, up to 210 kilometers away. Caterpillar track. Caterpillar track is a continuous track made of metal plates powered by 2 or more wheels. They were first conceived of by Russian inventor Fyodor Blynov in 1877. He produced what he called a wagon moved on endless rails. It was powered by horses and meant to use in agriculture. This was the first recorded use of caterpillar track. Electric lamp. Sometimes it is called the Яблочков candle after its inventor. In 1876, the first electric lamp was invented and consisted of two carbon rods separated by a layer of plastic places in a glass bulb. Яблочков candles were used to light Avenue de l'Opera in Paris and Victoria Embankment in London in the late 18th century. Okay, this is Яблочков candle or electric lamp. Let's go on. Tramway. Horse trams were once used as a means of public transport in cities all over the globe since the early 19th century. The most commonly used electric tramways were first used in 1880 in St. Petersburg by Fyodor Pirotsky. Tramways have since become a vital part of the landscapes of Russian cities, and they made their way to culture and literature. For example, in The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. Here we have a picture of it. Stanislavski system is a method of acting and training actors which focuses not just on the representation of psychological processes of the character, but on actively living through them. The system was first invented by Konstantin Stanislavski, a Russian actor and director active in the first half of the 20th century. Many of Stanislavski's students went on to work in the United States, ultimately making his method the most widely used acting method in the West. And the periodic table of elements. The periodic table of elements, as we know it, where the elements are ordered according to the atomic numbers, was first compiled by a Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev in 1869. The very first periodic table included all the elements known at the time and predicted the existence of a few elements which were subsequently discovered. All right, so we have read about these 6 inventions. Do you have any questions? Maybe do you have questions with some words that you don't know? I give you some time to think, to look through the text and ask questions if you have it. Okay, no questions as I can see. That's good. And if you have no questions, let's go to task number 2. We have to match inventor with their inventions. Let's have a look at the table. Alexander Popov, Fyodor Blinov, Pavel Yablочков, Fyodor Pirotsky, Konstantin Stanislavski, Dmitry Mendeleev. So I give you 30 seconds to think, to find the information in the text and find the right inventor and invention. Okay, I think it's time to check. Like, just seconds for you to finish. Okay, let's have a look. Alexander Popov invented radio receiver. Fyodor Blинov invented the caterpillar track. Pavel Yablachkov invented electric lamp. Fyodor Pirotsky invented tramway. Konstantin Stanislavski invented Stanislavski system. Dmitry Mendeleev invented the periodic table of elements. Well done. Alright, I have a next task for you. The third one. Put all inventions in chronological order. So what does it mean? What was the first invention, then the second, then the third, and so on and so forth. Let's have a look at what inventions are you going to put in order. You have radio receiver, caterpillar track, electric lamp, tramway, Stanislavski system, the periodic table of elements. So what should you do? You should find the year of invention and then put all inventions in the order. Here you should put the earliest invention. Here you put the latest invention. And then you will go like this. Alright, I give you 1 minute to think, to find all years and put them on our so-called timeline. Okay, it's time to check. Let's look what do we have here. So the first invention was the periodic table of elements with 1869 year. Next, electric lamp was invented in 1876. Then caterpillar track was invented in 1877. Then the tramway was invented in 1880. Then the radio receiver was invented in 1896. And the last one, but not the least of course, a Stanislavski system was invented in 20th century. Yes, unfortunately, we can't say the exact year of invention of Stanislavski system, but we can find at least the time. It's the first part of the 20th century. Okay, perfect. The next task. Look at the highlighted words. Let's match them to their meaning. So, we have here complicated, capable of, consists of, vital, compiled, subsequently. So, let's have a look at the meanings. What do we have? In future, difficult, living, be made up of, form, able to. So I give you some time to think and match the highlighted words with their meaning. So, for example, in future, what can it be? How do you think? Sure, it's subsequently. Subsequently, you can translate as впоследствии, будущем. The next one, difficult. Sure, it's complicated. Difficult, complicated. They are synonyms and it is translated as трудный. Okay, living. Of course, it's vital. It can be translated as живой. Be made up of. So, any ideas? Sure, it consists of. Состоять из чего-то. Okay, the next one was form. What is it? It's compile. Формировать, создавать. And the last one, it is able to, and we have capable of. Быть способным. So well done. Let's repeat all the new words all together. Repeat after me, please. Subsequently, complicated, vital, consist of, compile, capable of. So well done. Let's practice how to use these words in our life. And our task is to complete the sentences with the highlighted words. Sentence number 1. The first electric lamp, missing word, 2 carbon rods, separated by a layer of plastic placed in a glass. So I give you some time to guess what highlighted word do we have here. You can find this information in the text or try to think and put the right word by yourself. So let's check. The first electric lamp consisted of 2 carbon rods separated by a layer of plaster placed in a glass. So carbon rods, it's these 2 parts of the electric lamp that are inside the glass. This is called carbon rods. Number 2. The periodic table of elements was first, missing word, by a Russian chemist, Dmitry Mendeleev. Again, some time for you to think and find the correct answer. And just a small reminding, you can write your answer in our chat. I will be glad to read something from you. Okay, the periodic table of elements was first compiled by a Russian chemist, Dmitry Mendeleev. Well done. Sentence number 3. Tramways used to be a, missing word, part of the landscape of Russian cities. Again, some time for you to think. So right you are. Tramways used to be a vital part of the landscapes of Russian cities. Well done. Sentence number 4. Creating any invention is a complicated process. Unfortunately, I made a mistake, and as you can see, I forgot to change this sentence. Sure. Okay, my fault. Sorry. Let's have a look at exercise 5. Sentence 5, sorry. A few elements were missing word discovered. Sure, a few elements were subsequently discovered. Right you are. And sentence number 6. A radio receiver is missing word, receiving the radio signal from a long distance, up to 210 kilometers away. Okay, this is kind of easy, so I give you like 10 seconds to finish the task. Right you are, capable of receiving the radio signal. Good. Okay, let's practice and try to make a sentence with this word. I give you, let it be 1 minute to think and to create your own example with any of this word that you like maybe most of all. And if you want for me to have a look at it, you can write it in our chat. I would be very glad to look and to check it, maybe to read it out loud if you want. Okay, 1 minute for you. Okay, so let's go back. Let's continue our webinar, and let's sum it up. We have read a text about these 6 inventions, and now let's check your memory and try to complete the table with the missing information. So what columns do we have here? We have inventions. I have completed this column for you. Inventor, year, and usage. And we have a lot of missing information that we need to put in each column. Let's read it all together. Федор Блинов, 1880, Павел Яблочков, 1869, method of acting, a mean of public transportation, Alexander Popov, 20th century, elements ordering, using in agriculture, 1896, Dmitry Mendeleev, Fyodor Pirotsky, 1876, 1877, Konstantin Stanislavski, street lighting, receiving the radio signal from a long distance. Okay. So, do you have any questions? Maybe do you have some questions with the words that you don't know? If you have any, you have 15 seconds to ask your question in our chat, because after that you will have to do this task. Okay, as I can see, there are no questions. That's good. So if you don't have any questions, I give you, let it be 1 minute to complete this table, and we will check it all together. Let's see. What is your memory? Is it good or not so good? Okay, your time is up. Let's check. So, let's check the first line. Radio receiver was invented by Alexander Popov in 1896, and its usage is receiving the radio signal from a long distance. Line number 2. The caterpillar track was invented by Fyodor Blinov in 1877, and its usage is in agriculture. Line number 3. It's electric lamp, which was invented by Pavel Yablachkov in 1876, and the main usage of it is a street lighting. Line number 4. It's tramway. It was invented by Fyodor Pirotsky in 1880, and its usage is a mean of public transportation. The next line. Stanislavski system. It was invented by Konstantin Stanislavski in 20th century and in the first part of 20th century to be exact, and it is a method of acting. And the last but not the least, the periodic table of elements, which was invented by Dmitry Mendeleev in 1869, and it is used to order all elements. Okay, do you have any mistakes? I hope you don't have any. And the last question for you is this. What have you learned from our lesson? What was new for you? So maybe which invention do you like most of all? Which invention do you think is useless? So we don't use it in any part of our life, so to say. So I give you 1 minute to think and to maybe share any of your ideas with us in our chat. Okay, that is all for today. I hope you liked our webinar today and you have learned some interesting facts about our country. Okay, if you have any questions, I will be very happy to answer it. You can write down any of your questions in Russian or in English in our chat, and I will try to answer it. Я буду рада ответить на ваши вопросы. Можете написать их в чат, и я с удовольствием их прочитаю и отвечу. Я так понимаю, нет вопросов. Что ж, я тогда желаю вам замечательного дня и увидимся с вами на следующей неделе на наших вебинарах. Всего доброго, до свидания.